All right, welcome everybody to the Team Tough Down and Dirty at 1:30. This is your host, Vishan Boric, and I'm so glad to see you here today. I will tell you, I am a little bit sick today. I actually bowed out of another hangout that I usually am on in the morning because I'm all stuffed up. But that's the cool thing about this business is that even though I was sick today, I was checking my phone and I saw some sales coming in while I'm resting this morning. So really exciting, and I'm so excited that I'm a part of the business that I'm in. So with that said, and I should say, first of all, that I always have to say the disclaimer that my results aren't typical, but then again, I don't think of myself as typical, and neither should you. So today, if you're sitting on this call, then you're here because you realize what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about is really important. It talks about why you're not succeeding online and how to fix it. And I think that that's a pretty big problem for a lot of folks is that they really want to succeed online. Perhaps you've even tried an online business, or maybe you've even started your own, or maybe you're looking into one, or maybe you've had one and it's just never gotten off the ground. And so today I'm going to go through the very simple steps. I'm going to simplify it. Right now I've got medication going on because I'm not feeling good. So I'm going to keep it as simple as possible because I can't even think complex today. So you're in good company. All right. Before I go into the top 5 reasons why you're not succeeding and then the solutions for those, basically what I want to encourage you to do is go ahead and you'll see below this video on the Hangout page, you can register to chat in that chat window. It's free to register, but go ahead and log in. If you have any questions at all, feel free to type in your questions there. I may not be able to answer them right now while I'm speaking to you, but as soon as I get done with the Hangout, I will go through and I'll answer those right there within that chat role. And you're also welcome to contact me via Facebook, and you'll see right here below my face, it shows my Facebook account. That's my personal account. So feel free to click on that, and then you can message me and I can answer those questions that you might have. All right, so let's get into it. Are you ready? All right. So one of the #1 problems that I get a lot from people is that, they really want to make money online, but the problem is that they're not putting enough time into the business. Maybe they don't have a lot of time. They've got so many other responsibilities, and maybe they're working a job. Maybe that's you. You're working a job right now, and you're just sneaking away just to watch this Hangout. Or maybe you're checking the recording of this Hangout because you really want to get into an online business. Well, the thing is it does take time, but you have to be honest with yourself as to how much time do you really have in your day that you can denote to building a business, because an online business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. And if somebody's out there and they're telling you that they have this great online business and you can make millions of dollars for very little down payment, well, they're probably lying to you, and it's probably a scam. Okay, because a real online business does not make big claims like that without a lot of investment and a lot of extra things that go along with it to help you to reach that goal. And so that's what I really like about the business that I'm in. And if you're curious about what I do, if you're not on my team, for those of you that are on my team and you're watching this today, you're going to get a lot of value. For those of you that aren't on my team and aren't really even sure about what this business is, basically we coach people. And we have a series of products and services that help anyone to improve their life and their business online. It also has a whole coaching program to help you to change you into the person you want to be. Because here's a little secret. You can't become a millionaire until you think like one. And a lot of people think that you can become a millionaire like that once you have the secret sauce. Well, here's the secret sauce right here. Your head, your brain. And if your brain's not in the right spot, it doesn't matter how much of the goods, the technique, the strategy, the traffic that we throw at you, you're not going to be successful until your head's in the right spot. So that's one of the main pieces and components of the products and services that I sell and I market to my team and to other people like yourself. So with that said, the problem, if you're not putting enough time in your business, you're just not going to have success. So how much time should you be putting into your business? That's the big key. Well, if you're a part-timer, in other words, you're working another job or you have other responsibilities that take up the majority of your time, then you need to be able to set aside a minimum a minimum of 2 hours per day to really focus on your business. Now, if you can't afford to put 2 hours of your day, you need to start looking around and finding ways that you can cut back. And one of the easiest ways is to cut back on television and movies or gaming if you're a gamer. If you can cut back on that time, you'd be amazed at how much time you can find when you cut that out of your life. And so that's just one idea. You may have other things that really take up a lot more of your time that you could cut back on instead. So minimum of 2 hours if you're a part-timer. If you're a full-timer, then I would say a minimum of 4 hours per day. Okay, 4 hours of dedicated focus on your business. So, and that doesn't mean checking Facebook. That doesn't mean, messaging your friends and things like that. We're talking about dedicated money-making activities, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about those in a minute. So if you're not putting time in and you're not pushing your business forward, of course, you're not going to have success. That's one of the main problems. All right, so we're going to talk about solutions next, but let me go into the second problem. The second problem is that you're focusing on the wrong things, okay? Now, what are some of the wrong things? Well, a lot of times I get people, they come into the business and they're really focused on the technical side of it. They want to get everything set up just right, and they're taking so much time just to set up their business, but they're not actually producing. They're not actually doing money-making activities. So let me just a second. Like I said, I'm a little ill, so give me a second. I'm gonna just get a drink of something real quick. Hold on. All right, hopefully you can see me again. Thanks for that. So what I wanted to say about that in regards to the wrong things. The wrong things in your business are when you're focusing on, it could be technical things, it could be setting things up, it could be, like I mentioned earlier, it could be Facebook, it could be just spending an abnormal amount of time into your email account, which I think a lot of people do. It could be, focusing on other people instead of actually building your business. You may be focusing on learning mode. Now, learning is good. I mean, you've got to learn every day. You need to be learning something new. But if you're not actually taking action and doing the things necessary to drive, revenue and people and customers into your business, then you're never going to get ahead. So what I suggest to you is that you take an honest inventory of what you do every day, or if you're only denoting 2 hours to your business, write down what you did in those 2 hours. Okay, exactly what you did in those 2 hours. And then evaluate it, self-evaluate it, and see if what you're doing is actually moving your business forward, or are you just wasting time? And if you're not sure, what you should be doing, then this is where, getting a coach is really helpful. We're going to talk some more about that in a minute. Okay, the third problem, and if you're taking notes, we're on number 3. The third problem is you're unclear on who your brand or your audience actually is. So in other words, you're trying to market to everybody instead of marketing specifically to yourself, to people just like you. What does that mean exactly? Well, you have certain personality traits. You have certain things that you enjoy doing. You have a certain way of speaking. You have a certain way of carrying yourself that attracts certain people. Okay, usually they're people that have similar likes and things that they do, mannerisms that they do. Those are the type of people that are usually attracted to you. So if you're trying to attract or market to people that are not even close to who you are or what you want to be like, or even your future self, then you're wasting your time, and they're not going to be interested in you because you don't resonate with them. So you need to take an honest inventory. Again, we're taking inventory here. You need to take an honest inventory of who you are and the types of people that would be best for your business. So it doesn't matter what business you're in, you just need to know who the people are. Now, here's the cool thing. If you're on my team and you're all in other words, you have all of our products and services, you have access to a tremendous resource. And it's actually through one of my own mentors and business partners, Rhonda Swan. She produced a training on a branding workshop. It's a branding workshop. It's like a $10,000 training. I mean, it's massive. It's awesome. And she's giving you that free of charge just for being on my team. And I love you, Rhonda. If you're watching this, I really love what you're doing. And this branding workshop basically will walk you through who your market is and who you should be targeting. And once you've got that nailed down, it really becomes easy to attract the type of people that you want in your business, and they start coming to you instead of you chasing them all around. Okay, so be clear on that. That's problem number 3. The fourth one is, you're trying to sell instead of attracting. So it kind of ties in with number 3, but I think a lot of times, even people who know who their brand and audience are, they tend to try to push and sell to those folks instead of attracting them in. So what I mean by that is share your story, share your information, share what you have, share the benefits and your why, why you're doing this and why these products are really amazing. Don't say, hey, you need to join my team, or, hey, look at me, look what I've done. If you're constantly, waving your flag, you're going to be chasing people away. And so that's one of the things that we do, that we coach people on how to attract people. It's called attraction marketing instead of pushing people and trying to push them into buying a business. Okay. All right, the 5th one, and this is and there's a lot more problems it could be, but these are the 5 biggest ones that I hear about and I've seen happen to people not only on my own team, but just others that have had online businesses. And that is, you lack experience, ability, or coaching. So really, you're just new, you're amateur right now, and you're learning how to market online, and you're not really sure how to do it, and so you're going about it all wrong. You think you know what you're doing. I'm sure you've probably heard, you don't know what you don't know. In other words, you think you know what you're doing, but in reality, there's a much easier way to sell online, and we're going to talk about that today, because I want to simplify it for you as much as possible so that you can have tremendous success. Because it's no fun if I'm the only one having success, and people like Rhonda and Justin and a bunch of others that are really having success, Josh and Sarita. These are all people on our tribe and in our team. They're having tremendous success, and the reason that they're having success is because they're following a specific blueprint or plan. And if you know that blueprint and plan and you follow it, then you should be able to produce similar results, right? So we're going to talk about the solution now, okay? And this really goes into that blueprint, okay? So let me get a drink of my tea. I'm drinking some hot tea today just to keep my voice a little better. I'm a little stuffed, as you can tell. But I'm dedicated. I'm passionate about what we're doing here today. I'm absolutely passionate, and that's why I jumped on. I could have, just laid around, but when you're so excited about what you do for a living every day, it's easy to get on these hangouts and to talk to people like yourself and share all the great things that I've learned since I've been in this business. So I hope you'll bear with me, and I'm glad you're on the call with me today. All right, so we're talking about the solution now. So the solution really has to do with evaluating yourself, and then we're going to talk about building that blueprint. So let me just go back to the blueprint. I know I'm going to go in every different direction today. The blueprint is simple. It's kind of like having a recipe for a cake. For me, I love chocolate. So, I have this recipe for this incredible German chocolate cake. And I know that in the past, it's homemade. It's not from a box. It's not like Betty Crocker or anything like that. In the past, when I've made this cake, I haven't had certain ingredients. And I have substituted. There's substitutions. If any of you are chefs out there, you like to bake, and I substituted, or maybe I've used the wrong pan. Maybe my other pan was in the dishwasher, and then I use a different pan than I normally do. And what happens is the cake, although it might come out, it doesn't come out just right, and I'm not producing the beautiful German chocolate cake that I want. So, it's really important when you follow a recipe to follow it step by step, including, the type of pan that you use, including the temperature, including the amount of time it takes. You can't speed it up. You can't turn the temperature up on the oven and think it's going to cook your cake faster, right? Because what happens is it's just going to burn it, and the middle is going to be soft and the outside is going to be crunchy. So it's the same thing in business. I hope you're following my analogy here. It's the same thing with an online business. You've got to follow the recipe exactly. And it does take time. If it's a real business, and I hope if you're not in an online business and you're looking at one, whether it's this one or another one, that you really do your due diligence, which means, explore that business thoroughly before you invest, to make sure that, it's got a real recipe, and that it's not just, a fake, and that you're going to end up with a rubber cake. You want something that actually is good and is going to sustain you for the long term. You don't want something that, is a fly by night type of business and you don't ever make your money back. And that's what's cool about the business that I'm in and that my team's in, and the tribe, as we call ourselves, is that we have a blueprint that each of us are following step by step, or we should be, right? And by following that, we're having success. Now, sure, initially you're going to have small successes because you're just learning and you're growing. It's kind of like, a little baby when they're walking, when they're learning to walk. They don't even learn to walk first, right? They learn how to roll over, then they learn how to crawl. Sometimes before that, they learn how to scoot even. Then they learn how to crawl, then finally walk or stand up. And you got to go in the progression. It's the same thing in an online business. There's going to be kind of a learning curve with everything you do. But I'm going to simplify it. I really am. That's my whole goal today, is to simplify it as much as possible for you so that you can have success too. And it really makes life so much more beautiful when you know what you need to do in order to have success. Okay, so to the solutions. The solutions, number one, is, dedicate time to your business every day. And we talked about that a little bit in the beginning, but I want you to really mark it off on your calendar and say, from this time to this time, I am working on my online business, period. No interruptions, okay? And if you have a family, you need to let your family know about this. Let them know you're serious. People are going to interrupt you again and again until they know for sure you're serious. So set your timer, set your clock, put it on your calendar, whatever you need to do to carve out that time. And like I said earlier, that's 2 hours if you're part-time minimum, and that's per day, even Saturday and Sunday, okay? You need to put a little bit of time in. And then if you're full-time, you need to be putting in 4 hours minimum, okay? Now, I'm doing it full-time. I mean, this is my main job, and I probably put in about 6 hours a day, sometimes a little bit more, because I really love what I do, and I've got a team that I'm growing, so I'm helping them as well. But I don't want to put in, too many more than 6 hours, because I have a life, and one of the reasons I do this business is that I want to have more time with my family, and I do martial arts, so I want to have more time to do my karate and my karate school and things like that. So I have structured my business in a way so that I'm not spending, hours upon hours upon hours doing this. And if you're finding that you're in the business and you're doing that, you're spending way too much time, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing, because you probably aren't focusing on the priorities. And that goes right into my next solution. Number two is, what are your priorities? Okay, so your priorities should be things that are going to bring you revenue, money, things that are going to give you money to your business. And specifically, if you're in an online business, I'm going to be very, very clear here. You need what's called a sales funnel. A sales funnel, a funnel looks like this, little triangle. The top part of the funnel is where all of your new leads are coming in. That's traffic to your business. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to buy anything yet. That's traffic. You need to be driving traffic to your business. That's your number one priority, is to drive traffic to your business. Now, in order to have traffic to your business, you need to have a business, right? So you need to make sure you're set up with your business. You need to have a website. You need to have a place for them to check out and buy. You need to obviously have information about the types of products and services that they're going to be purchasing. You need to have all that. So if you're building a business from scratch, you need to have your business set up first before you can drive traffic. Now, there is kind of a cheater way that you can do it. I mean, I have heard people that are starting an online business, and they'll create just kind of a page that says, hey, coming on this date, go ahead and register here in order to get information and be, kind of one of our first customers. Some people have success with that, but really the best success that I've seen is if they already have their business set up and they have a place to drive that traffic to. Now, here's the really cool thing, okay? The business that I'm in and that my team is in, if you click on the button below and join Team Tough, It already has a web page for you. It already has, a place for them to check out. It already has a place for them to enter their email so that they can become a lead. It already has, that's called a capture page, by the way. It already has all that in place for you. It already has products, training, etc. So everything is already set up for you. So the hard part, in my opinion, is setting up the business. And if it's already set up for you, wow. Now all you got to focus on is driving traffic. Okay. All right, I'm gonna drink some more of my tea here. All right, so you know that that's your biggest priority. So if driving traffic is your biggest priority, how do you do that? How do you get people to come to your website? You can't just post a website out there and expect people to show up, right? You need to have a method for them to find you. So one of the easiest methods is using social media. Okay, that shouldn't be any big news to you. If you've been in the online world, you know that social media is a great place to market yourself. So how do you do that? Well, you need to be posting interesting content on a daily basis to social media sites. Things that are going to interest your target audience. Remember, we talked about that? So who are you selling to? That's the third part of the solution. Who are you selling to? You need to know them. Specifically, what do they like? What types of things do they buy right now that you buy if you're attracting people just like you? Because now you have some keywords that you can target based on what they buy or what they like to do or where they like to hang out. What do they like to eat? Where do they eat? What do they do on weekends? Do they have a family? Do they not? How old are they? Are they male? Are they female? Where do they live? Do they live all over the US? Do they live in Australia? Do they live in Europe? Where do they live? So you need to narrow down exactly who you're selling to, because by doing that, what happens is it's going to make it that much easier for you to find keywords. Keywords are specific phrases to help you to target your market. And when you know those specific phrases, you can use them to run Facebook ads. You can use them to run Google ads, Bing ads. You can use them to set up an Instagram page and target those specific keywords, or Pinterest. So, and we can teach you this too. I mean, if this is all new to you and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this, or I don't even know how, then we can teach you how to do that. So give me just a second. Once again, I need to pause the video, but I will be right back. Take a break, get a drink of water or something. Give me about 5 minutes. All right. Thank you for that. It's part of being a cold. You got to actually blow your nose a little bit, and I don't like to do that in public. So there you go. All right. So, and I'm letting my true self show. And I think that's really important, because when people know your true self, then they feel connected to you. They feel like, they already know who you are. And that's what I really strive to do. I'm not any different in person than I am right now in this video. Okay, so if you like what you see here, great. If you don't, then you probably should get off the Hangout, because I'm not going to change for anybody. I am who I am. And you should be the same way. If you are trying to live and be somebody that you're not, then you're not going to attract people to you. People sense that, and they're not going to want to be around you if they don't trust you. They don't trust who you are. They don't trust that you even know who you are yourself. Why would they want to be around you? So I just want to throw that out there. It's a little kind of a pattern interrupt is what we call that in our videos, in which you take somebody on a different train of thought, and what it does is supposed to draw you back into the video, but I didn't do that on purpose. I just wanted to share that with you. It just kind of happens sometimes, especially when I'm not feeling very well. Okay, so let's go back here. We're hopefully you're getting some good value on this. If you are, comment below. If you're not, then that's okay. Drop off the call. You don't have to sit here and watch me if you're not getting value. But I'm really striving to provide you with some good value so that you can have success this week in your business. If you haven't had success, I want to see you have success this week. And if you've never had success in an online business, I want you to have online success. I want you to experience what I'm experiencing, because I tell you what, It is really amazing, and it's changed my life. And I would not be on this call if I didn't feel that way, honestly. Okay, so now that we've known number three is knowing who you are selling to. Okay, so narrowing that down is going to make it a lot easier. And like I said earlier, we do have a plan in which you can actually go through, and it's the branding. What is it? The Unstoppable Branding Marketplace or something like that. And there's a book that Rhonda Swan wrote, and we give that to you, and you go through it step by step, and it actually teaches you how to find, number one, how to find your specific brand, and number two, how to market to those people and find them online. And you'll find that most everybody is on some form of social media. Okay, so for me, if you're in an online business, that makes it super easy to find people, because I've gotten really good at utilizing social media and doing it in a way that doesn't take me all day to do. Like literally last night, I wrote a blog post, and blogging is another great way in order to drive traffic to your business, because blogs get searched more rapidly by Google. And so you're going to get more traffic. But anyhow, I was blogging last night, and then I have this cool little tool. I'll just share it with you if you haven't heard of it before. It's called Buffer, and you can find it at Buffer App, bufferapp.com. And what I do is once I blog, I go to Buffer App, and I actually am able, with one click, to post my blog to a ton of social media sites. So I posted to Facebook, of course, LinkedIn, Twitter, let's see, Google Plus, app.com, and then I also put an image out on Instagram and Pinterest. So all of that I'm able to do very quickly, and it literally took me one click, and I've blanketed all of social media with my content to my specific target. So this really makes it easy when you're selling, okay? All right, so then we're gonna get into the fourth one. The fourth solution in order to have success online, and I am kind of reading through some notes here, so if my eyes are darting around, it's because I'm reading, it's not because I'm psychotic. I got you there. All right, so stop being pushy. That's the number one thing that I recommend. Stop being pushy when you are working with people or trying to attract people to your business. Don't get out there and get in salesy mode, as I call it, where you're trying to sell everything you have, and that you'll basically sell it to anybody who wants it. Don't do that, because you don't want to work with everybody that's out there. I can tell you that right now. Be very selective on who you work with, and you want to work with people that are going to be sufficient in what they do. They shouldn't be texting you every single day, okay? If they are, then you need to give them a little nudge and say, hey, you can find this information online, and you need to be a good coach to them. Because here's the thing, you've heard of the 80-20 rule? Okay, well, 20% of all of your customers are your best customers, and those are the ones that give you the biggest revenue, okay? 80% of them, okay, are going to give you the biggest headaches, all right? The other 80% give you the biggest headaches, and they're just going to want hand-holding. So who should you focus on? You should focus on those 20%, because number one, they're easy, they're your best customers, and they're going to be buying stuff from you, right? And so you love those people. They're easy to work with. Those are the best kind. So how do you find more of those? Well, you do it by taking a certain posture. What do I mean by that? I don't mean sitting up straight, but it's kind of like that, actually. It's by not wanting everyone to join you in your business or buy your products. Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said? You don't want everybody to buy your products. You don't. In fact, I'll even tell people sometimes when they are interested in joining my team, after I've talked with them for a little bit or chatted with them on Facebook, I will tell them point blank, I don't think this is a good fit for you. You should probably look for another business or product. Can you believe I say that? I actually do. And the reason I say that is because I can usually tell within the first few strings of how people communicate whether or not, number one, they're serious about the business. Number two, are they going to need a lot of hand holding? And then number three, are they just wasting my time? Because a lot of times people are just wasting your time. They're just playing with you. They're really interested in the business. They just want to see if they can get a real person to talk to them. And so I will literally push them away. I'll push them out. And what's funny is when I do that, a lot of times they come back because then they really want to buy it, because now they feel like, well, gee, what is it? Why is it? If it's so great that she pushed me out, it must be good. And so then they try to come back, and I'm already, I'm done with it. So I point them to somebody else that maybe could help them. But I'm not going to work with somebody who really has a problem with, number one, making a commitment, because a business is a commitment. It's not a lotto ticket. Okay. If you come into business thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to make, $50,000 this month, or whatever you think you're going to make. Well, sure, that kind of money can be made. I'm not kidding you here. It really can be made in an online business. Okay. But it's not going to usually happen. I mean, there's rare instances of this happening with people, so I can't say it never happens. But I'm going to tell you that for 99.9% of folks, the very first month that you're in business, you're probably not going to make anything. Okay. Just that's the reality of it. And it's just because you're learning, you're in learning mode. And you also are setting things up, and you're getting coached. Hopefully you're using a coach so that you can set it up properly to have success. And if you are in it like for a week and you get upset, I've even had somebody get upset with me after 3 days of being in the business, and they thought that they should have been rich after 3 days. Then they're in it for the wrong reasons. They're in it because they thought it was a lotto ticket. So you don't want those type of people. You want people that are in it for the long haul and are going to be your biggest cheerleaders because they know that this is an awesome business and it works. So really focus on those people. And, I don't know if any of you follow Lisa Torres. And if you're watching this, Lisa, hi there. I just adore your stuff that you post, because Lisa is amazing. Okay. She is so to the point. She's my kind of gal, because she really cuts to the chase. She will tell you exactly what's on her mind at any point, and she doesn't care. She doesn't care who she offends. She is who she is. And I really admire that, because sometimes I do struggle with that, because, we all get into that. We want to be polite. And sometimes, that's who we are. We want to be polite. But with Lisa, not that she's not polite, she can be, but she says exactly what's on her mind. So she had somebody, and if you're on my team, you saw I posted this. She had somebody text her, and the text went something along the lines of this. It said, Lisa, is this a real business opportunity or just a scam? And, there was something more to it, but basically she said the word scam. Is this just a scam? And Lisa read that, and she wrote back immediately, and she said, because you use the word scam in this, you're not qualified for being on my team. So, have a nice day, and best of luck to you. Isn't that cool? So basically she said, she could tell from the tone of voice from that text that this person is trying to find a scam. She is looking for every excuse that this won't work. She's thinking in her head, this is too good to be true, so it's not going to work. And Lisa took a posture of, hey, I've got something really valuable here. And she is a leader too. I want to tell you that. She's a leader. She says, I've got something really valuable here. And if you don't see the value in it right now, and I have to convince you of the value of the business and the value of the product, then, you're wasting my time. I'm going to move on. So your goal as a business owner is to sort people. And it may sound kind of harsh, but if you don't sort people, you're going to end up wearing yourself out. Okay, you're going to end up wearing yourself out. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you sound wearing out, Vashon. I'm sick because I have little kids and they bring home every single thing from school. If you have kids, you know this. And usually I'm pretty good about not getting sick, but I haven't been taking my vitamins lately. So there you have it. But it's going to wear you out if you are constantly chasing people and trying to convince them to join you. You shouldn't have to convince them. They should see you. They should get to know you. They should do their research. And then they should approach you and say, what you've got is really interesting, and you resonate with me, and I like you, and I trust you, and I want to join your business. And if they're not saying that, then you need to just press on. Don't spend a lot of time with them. And this is one of the biggest time suckers out there. So if you are not having success in business, I bet you anything this is what's happening to you. You're trying to get people to buy your stuff that don't want it to begin with. So stop wasting your time. Get some more tea here. All right. So that was number 4. So let's go to number 5 now. Number 5 is to get a coach and a system that works. Okay. You may have the greatest products in the whole world. I don't even know what you have. I mean, if you already have a business, you may have something so amazing that just blows my mind. Okay. But unless you have a system in place that's going to help you drive traffic to it, number 1. Number 2, to get the people that are traffic to be leads. And leads means that, now they're on your list. Now they want more information from you. Okay, they haven't bought yet, but they're interested in you. And then thirdly, after that traffic, leads, and then the next thing is they become a customer. Okay, and then once they become a customer, and you're still not done with your system, because once they become a customer, you want to try to upsell them into all of your biggest products. Okay, so you need to have that system in place, and it needs to be seamless and run smoothly and be able to run in the background without you even working at it. Okay, isn't that cool? If you can set up a business that works for you, think about the magic of that, because now you have time freedom, which to me is more important than money. Okay, money's great, don't get me wrong, but time freedom is way better, because when you have the freedom to go and hang out with your kids or go get on the lake, because I love to be on the lake. I was kayaking over the weekend. If you have the time to do those things, your life becomes magical and beautiful and free. If you don't have the time to do the things you really love, if you're always working for the dollar, working for the dollar, working for the dollar, you're just going to burn yourself out. Okay, so time freedom is created when you have a system in place that automatically does all of the funneling of your traffic for you and gets them into that initial sale. And it's even better if it takes them from that initial sale to the high ticket sale automatically without you even touching it. Isn't that amazing? That's why I love online systems, and that's why I love my online business, is because it does all of that for me. And it has some great products too that I really trust. All right, so you need a coach and a system that works. If you don't have that, get one, okay? You know where to get one? Click on the button below. You'll see right there. Click on it. You can even get it right now for a trial of $7, and you can kick the tires and make sure that it's a good fit for you before you text message me and say, is this a scam, right? I'm joking with you. You can text me, that's fine. Just, be polite, because I'm going to be polite back to you. If you're rude, I'm not going to really give you my time. I'm not going to be rude back to you, because that's not my style, but I just won't respond, okay? So I just wanted to share those with you. So I've given you the solutions, and you may say to yourself, this is way too simple, Vishon, way too simple. There's got to be more than that. There isn't. There really isn't. And the only thing else I can say is it requires focus. You got to stay focused. If you're trying this and you're trying that and you're trying this and you're trying that, this doesn't work after a week, you're not going to have success. The people who fail are those that jump around. Okay, they quit before they ever see success. The people who succeed, they never quit, because they know this is what they want. They know that time freedom and financial freedom that follows are what they want, and they're going to keep working towards it until they achieve that. So I hope this has been valuable for you, and I hope that you stuck with me till the end. I'm going to go ahead and end the call because my voice is going, as you can tell. But I hope you did find value, and I look forward to speaking with you next week for our Down and Dirty at 1:30. We do these every Monday. Make sure you're registered, and you'll see you'll get this page automatically sent to you every day that we have this call. So make it a wonderful day. If you found value, comment below. If you have questions, reach out to me or comment below, and I'll get back to you. Talk to you soon. Take care.